This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Forest River Salem Platinum Edition, and it's a 29 V-Bud, 29 VBUD. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. It's not a floor plan video, just sort of a how-to video. So you have the quick drop jacks. You have a power awning with LED strip. This is the this is your on-demand water heater. Now the switches are inside to control it. I'll talk to you more about the safety, but you also have an on and off switch here. So keep that in mind, okay? If it's not working, then you come out here and it's going to most likely be that switch. Okay? So I'll show you the controls when we get inside there. Sorry about the camera work. You got outside speakers. You got TV signal out plus power. That is your furnace vent there. This is your sprayer. It has a quick connect sprayer port. Okay. This is where you fill your fresh water tank. The most common way to get water to the trailer, obviously, is the city water hookup. But if you're camping someplace without fresh water, or without city water, I'm sorry, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch for the pump when we get inside. Now, if you look down here, there's a quick connect for the LP system right there, right? The reason that's there is because when you, let me get this down here, when you pull out your griddle slash grill, now this is a griddle, but it also has a regular grate like a grill does, so I assume it's both. First time I've seen that, but I believe it's both. Anyway, this is your quick connect fitting, or your quick connect hose. So one end goes on here, and the other end plugs in under here. That's how you get gas to the griddle slash grill. And then, of course, you have an outside refrigerator. Let me close this up here. This is the vent for your range hood. Now there's a baffle there, and there's a little latch in each corner. So when you're venting to the outside, you want to come out here and open that baffle so it flaps freely. Otherwise, you can keep it shut. Okay. This is just pass-through storage here. And there is your dump hose and your 30 amp power cord plus a reducer to reduce it down to 20. You have your two different cranks here, a 30 amp, or excuse me, 3/4 inch crank, and then the silver one is smaller. That one's used for your tongue jack. If it happens to fail, you have a power tongue jack, obviously. If it happens to fail, you can pull this plug, put that crank on there, you can crank it manually to get yourself out of trouble. You have two 20-pound LP tanks, which are full. You have a Deep Cycle Marine battery, brand new. And this is the kill switch for your battery. So if you want to shut your battery off for any reason, just turn that key to the off position and it'll disconnect the battery from the trailer itself. Okay, this is the other end going through. We have your dump valves right here. Okay. You also have, let's go back here for a second. You also have a black tank flush right here. So after you dump the black tank, you can screw the hose at the dump station right onto here, turn it on. You leave the valve open like it says on that sticker there. Turn it on and spray out your black tank, clean it off really well, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. This is just our temporary shop cord here. And this is the city water hook up here. So this is where you're going to hook up the city water. Is the most common way to get water to the trailer. Of course, you have an emergency door, also called a bike door. If you want to store bicycles in there or whatever you want to do with it. Okay. Coming around the back, that housing tells us this is pre-wired for a Furan backup camera kit if you want to add one. And that bracket there is so you could add a telescoping Lippert ladder to it. It's just an option, but if you want to, it'll hook up right there. The reason you might want to do that is so you can inspect your roof. The manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 60, 90 days. You need to go up, have somebody go up there yourself, look for cracking or separation on the roof, look at the roofing material, and look at the attachments, make sure they weren't damaged by, let's say, low branches or road debris flipping up there or anything like that, okay? That should be done regularly. It should be part of your regular maintenance because it's very important. You can't see what's happening on the roof unless you go up there and look. Okay, so this here is your solar controller. Now I'm going to do this real quick here. You can't see it very well. Come on now. So because it's on full, apparently I can't do it. Oh, there it goes, right there. Okay, so I put it on wet. That's just setting up what type of battery you have. Now, I'll put it up here so you can see a little better, hopefully. Well, 14.5 volts. The only button you really worry about is the one in the upper right-hand corner. So you push that. Right now, you're not gaining any amperage from the solar panels at all, but it'll tell you what you're gaining. Go again, and it'll tell you amp hours, and back to the 14.5 volts in the system. Now right now this is topped off. You saw it flashing FUL. That basically means the battery's full. There's no more space for storage, so it shuts the panel down, right? If you after the energy level in your battery drops, the amps drop, it'll go right back to this normal 3 screens that you saw. Voltage in the battery, amp gain from the solar panel, and amp hours of storage, okay? See how it's flashing right there, full? That's not broken, that's telling you there's no more room for storage in your battery. Okay, now for your light switches, you have this dimmer here. You just, I don't know if you can see that, but you just rub your finger or thumb over it. You also have switches here for lights. This is your water pump right here. So remember I told you you could fill the fresh water tank and pump water out of it when you're camping someplace without city water. Okay, that's your water pump. You also would use that to winterize the trailer. Your slide room switch here, your power awning here, as you can see. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. And then you have your batteries charged, fresh water, black water, both. You have 2 gray tanks, one for this kitchen sink and the other one is for the bathroom, sink and shower. Okay, so you have that. Over here you have a sound bar, and this would be the remote for the sound bar, but it has FM radio, no AM, just FM radio. It has a USB drive, so you can use a USB stick and put all your albums on it and take it with you or whatever. It also has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet, and it has an HDMI in. So once you get a TV up here, if you wanted to go into it with an HDMI for let's say a portable Blu-ray player or something, you can go right in there. All right. This King Connect thing is telling you that this is pre-wired for a Wi-Fi booster antenna with a router. So if you're interested, you can go to the kingconnect.com and look at their pre-wired kits. If you're going to get one, just always get the one with the antenna. That's important. There'll be another port on the roof where the antenna would hook up. So it's a very simple install. It just gives your family better Wi-Fi. This down here is your fireplace / space heater. So here, let me just show you. This is the remote for it here. Okay, but you can operate it from here. So it's very difficult to see in this weather, or I mean in this light. But you can set the fan speed, change the color of the crystals, change the flame, right? And then it has a timer, and then you can't see it very well. If you can see it all, it says 0, 0. Now it says low. Now it says high. Those are the fan speeds. So right now it's kicking out heat. It's a very good space heater, and it works on AC campground power. So those days when you don't, it's not quite cold enough to run your furnace, you can just run this, and you can save your limited supply of LP that's in your tanks. Okay. All right. This, well, we're over here. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. It's very important, obviously. So if it's not green, get it serviced. Servicing generally means you can check the wires in the back to see if they came loose somehow. Otherwise, you get another one. All right. So this sofa has different combinations. You can pull this piece up and put it in over here, so you can have a regular horseshoe dinette. Or you could take them off, drop the table down onto these cleats here, put the back cushions in, and you got enough room for 2 people to sleep. This jackknife's, this piece here, this section jackknife's flat, so that's 2 beds. All right. Let's see. I think I'll go this way. These are your keys, hanging on the faucet. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood right here. Remember I told you about opening the baffle on the vent outside if you're going to run the fan? Open that baffle so it vents to the outside. You also have a light. This is your range. It's very simple. You have a sparker here. You just turn it clockwise to spark it. You have 3 burners for the 3 knobs for the 3 burners, and then you have an oven knob there, but it's very simple, just like that. So for the oven, there's a pilot light all the way at the back down there. Maybe you can see it spark even. But the idea is you're going to turn the oven knob on to the picture of the flame. Then you depress it. You keep it depressed while you're lighting it. You keep sparking it till it lights. You can see the pilot light burning back there. Once you do that, you still hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you would go to operating temperature. It cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You have light here. You have the light on the knobs off, and then you have an oven light. Okay. Alrighty. So your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC compressor refrigerator. So it works just like your refrigerator does at home, except it runs on DC power. This panel here comes off with these 2 screws here. That's where you would draw antifreeze into the system when you're winterizing. Okay. This should be off when you're traveling, so it doesn't. It's your pantry, obviously. So you have different combinations for your bunks. You've got 2 upper bunks, and this one turns into a bed down here also. So there's enough room for 3 people, easily 4 even if you're talking kids. So you have that. Also you have this device right here, which is the power converter. Let me get that off of there. Okay. So you push it to open it. So when you're plugged in, you have 110 AC at these circuit breakers, right? These are just like you'd have at home. They're all labeled here. Then the AC power is converted to 12-volt DC over here. So you have 12-volt fuses here, and they're all labeled, right? This is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up on the tongue has and needs, and as long as you're plugged in, it's going to send enough amps up there to charge your battery. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle charges the battery, and then when you're just sitting around the solar panel, charges the battery depending on the weather and conditions outside, but it continues to send amps to the battery, okay? Like I said, right now your battery's full. So that's the power converter. Okay. Alrighty. Remember, you do this right. First bunk down, last bunk up. Last bunk down, first bunk up. Go in that order. Okay, so go to this is the thermostat here. It's very, very simple. You just hit the mode, it lights it up, and then you just keep poking the mode button until it gets to the system you want. Heating, cooling, fan, that sort of thing. You have your sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI plug. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so even the one on the outside, so keep that in mind. If you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it here. Your toilet is an RV toilet, so it sits right over a black tank. That's antifreeze there. There's your pedal right there. So the rule is you can't use it dry. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you come in here and you'll dump a dose of chemical into the bowl. Then you'll stand on the pedal long enough to put at least a gallon of water in the tank, along with in the black tank below, along with the chemical. Then you're ready to use it. If you don't do that, the smell will be terrible. Plus, it'll get clogged up. So you always want to have at least a gallon of water plus a dose of chemical. Okay. This is for your Suburban, which is shut off right now on the outside, but this will not operate unless there's a water source. Either the fresh water tank has water in it and the pump is on, or you have city water hooked up. It'll sense that, and then it'll turn on, right? So once you turn it on, you get it all set. You set the temperature. It'll usually be about 115 or something, depending on what you want to set it at. But as soon as you demand water from the hot water, it'll just kick on, and you'll get a steady flow of hot water. When you're showering, it'll just continue to give you a steady flow. It's not like the old ones where the 6-gallon tank, when you use up your 6 gallons, you're done. But now you got endless supply of water. It will not operate unless there's a water source that's on right now, which we don't have hooked up, but you'll see. And the fact that it doesn't light up at all means that white switch on the outside that I showed you, and behind the door, the water heater door on the outside, that's got to be flipped on, okay? This is your fan. Okay. Okay, so you have a powered bed. This is the switch here. Pretty self-explanatory. It just goes up and down. Okay. You have a backer here to put a TV bracket and a TV set, plus hookups here, so you can put a TV right there and watch it while you're laying down. You have an emergency window here, some storage, a closet here, which is rare. You get a big closet for a RV bedroom, so that's neat. Okay, so I think that about covers it. Let me look around, see if I got everything. I think I did. Let's see here. Okay, I believe that's it. So first of all, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 60 days, 90 days. You want to make sure that there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealant, that there's no damage caused by low branches or road debris. You can't see what's happening on the roof unless you look, and you're just protecting your investment, so it should be part of your regular maintenance. And you don't have to worry about, third, you don't have to worry about bypassing your water heater because it has on-demand water. So keep in mind that there is antifreeze in the system. All the plumbing's been purged of water and replaced with antifreeze, and so you're all set for the winter time. Now, if you have issues with any of the parts, there's two ways. You can look at your booklet here, your literature here, which is all in here. Make sure you read that. And you also can go to manufacturer's videos. Look at the model and the name of, like, the water heater, for example. And you can always go and look at their manufacturer's videos too if you need to refresh your memory, that sort of thing. Always travel with this shut. Okay, and you're all set there. So, okay, like I said, thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV, and good luck, and do a lot of camping with it. That's the key, is to camp a lot. So, okay, thank you.